To make masala paneer, I have taken half a liter of full fat milk. There you're going to take whole milk, and this gives us about 150 grams of masala paneer. And we're going to make this in just a little over 2 minutes. That's all the work that you need to do for it, and the rest will happen on its own. To make this paneer, you can flavor it with whatever you like. I'm going to flavor it today with this is chili flakes I've got over here, and I have also got some oregano over here. I have got some green chilies, and I have also got some coriander leaves. I think they all work together, but you can use olives, you can use jalapenos, you can use a little bit of ginger. Whatever combination of flavors you like is what you can use in it. We can use lemon juice to curdle this milk, whether in a bottle or fresh, and we can also use vinegar. So this is white synthetic vinegar that you can get. And I will also show you that you don't really need to wash any of this. Here I'm adding a little bit of salt because this is masala paneer. Let's add in our chili flakes. And chili flakes, of course, you can decide how spicy you want it and add accordingly. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of oregano, not too much because you don't want it to become a herbal flavor. And now I'm going to snip in some green chilies, and you'll see this is my easy peasy method of doing it. No chopping board, no knife to be used. Just snip it with a little pair of scissors to whatever size you want, as much as you want. Similarly, I'm going to do the same with the green coriander. Just roll it up in your hand and snip away with a little scissor. No mess at all, no cleanup at all, no cutting your fingers. Now all that I'm going to do is give it a nice stir, and now is the time to add the ingredient which is going to curdle this milk to make the paneer. So I am taking the white distilled vinegar today because I have shown you how to do it with lemon juice in the plain paneer. So first I'm going to add 1 full tablespoon of this distilled white vinegar or synthetic vinegar as we know it into this cold milk. It's cold from the fridge. And I'm going to pour it, spreading it nicely all around because I want it very well incorporated. Now another half tablespoon, and that should be more than enough for half a liter of milk. If you want, if you're using a pint bottle, which you will get overseas, then you can increase the quantity of the vinegar just a little bit more, and then that will be more than enough. I'm using a 850 watt microwave oven here, which is one of the most common wattages that you will find in your halls of residences. And I'm going to put this bowl into the microwave first for just 1 minute. At this point, all that we are doing is we're warming up the milk evenly. So you would have noticed that I've not even covered it because it's not going to get hot. It is only going to get warm. After that, the actual curdling process will start when we put it in again for the second time. Now, if you find that the oven that you have in your kitchen is, let's say, of a higher wattage, 1,000 or 1,100, don't worry about it. There are online converters available which you can use, or if you want, I can give you a link for one of them in our WhatsApp group. All you need to do is ask. And basically what that means is that with a higher wattage, you're going to reduce the amount of time a little bit, and with a lower wattage you're going to increase the cooking time a little bit. That's all the difference it makes. So this is almost done. Let the timer go off. There. Now I'm going to take this out and let me show you. I won't take it out. You can see this is not actually separated yet, and it wouldn't have separated because it is only warmed up. So now I'm going to cover this with a plate, loosely cover it so that it doesn't spill out or splat out. And I'm going to again put it on for 1 more minute. We're doing this on full power. This is on high. Okay. This time round, when we have a look at our bowl, you will clearly be able to see that the milk has and the whey has separated, and you will have paneer which would have formed in that way. I would like to point out to you at this stage though is that all milk is a little bit different. After all, even the milk that we get over here from season to season also, it can be a little different depending on lots of factors. So if you find that this amount of time or the amount of vinegar that I have used did not curdle your milk properly, even at this stage when the milk is hot, you can actually add a little bit more. So you can see it is beginning to separate over here, but it's not done altogether. So I am going to add another, maybe another 1 minute to this. So, as I was telling you, do not fear. Add a little bit more of vinegar or a little bit more of time if that is what is required for the milk to curdle properly to give you proper paneer. However, keep in mind, do not over microwave and also do not add too much acid because that will also cause you to get hard paneer, which you don't want. You want soft malai paneer, right? Okay, let's take this out. This looks done to me, and you have a closer look and you'll be able to see that everything is separated. I have put a clean cotton cloth on top of a sieve, and I'm going to pour all of this mixture into this. Can you see that there was clear way at the bottom? You'll be able to see it when I'm draining it. So let's get every last bit in. And now I'm going to start gathering that paneer towards the center to encourage it to drain really well. I'm draining this in a bowl over here because I'm not near a sink. You can actually do this directly in a sink and not dirty a bowl. So I'm now going to gather all four sides of this cloth. You can use a handkerchief, a cotton handkerchief, muslin cloth, or an old dupatta, whatever is good for you. I'm going to gently squeeze out all the way, and the key word over here is gently. I don't want to squeeze so hard that I get all the way out, all the liquid out and make the paneer hard. So you can see with my spatula, I am gently squeezing all round because fingers tend to put pressure at just any one point where you're squeezing. And the rest of the squeezing that I'm doing with my hand, I'm doing by twisting the top of the cloth. This bowl is full. I'm going to change this and I'm going to put a clean bowl, an empty bowl rather, under this so that I can catch some more of the whey. Just give me a second. Here we go. So now I'm going to open this, and again, whatever paneer has sort of got stuck to the sides of the cloth, I'm going to bring that to the center because I want one nice piece of paneer when it is finely formed, which I'll be able to cut into pieces and then eat. Right here, gently with my spatula, I am applying even pressure all round so that my entire piece of paneer drains evenly. Can you see how I'm doing this? It's really easy. It's not difficult. Just requires a little bit of patience. So now that I've done that, I'm again going to make this into a parcel, and I'm going to squeeze the top. I'm squeezing from the top again, and you can see there's still whey coming out of this. And as I start twisting it to tighten that potli, the last of the whey will drain out of it, and that's all that we want to do, not too much, because if we drain it far too much, then we will get hard paneer. Now I'm going to put this into the freezer for 15 minutes to chill, and then we'll go forward. I have taken the paneer packet out of the freezer after 15 minutes, and it is nice and firm, and I'm going to open it up and I will show you exactly what we have made. So here you need to open it a little carefully because the fabric gets stuck in between the folds of the paneer, and you don't want to break that nice piece of paneer that you have formed, the nice ball that you formed. So very gently pull it away, And of course, if you are very particular, you can use this kind of a mold that I'm showing you on the screen now. But otherwise, this works just as well. So let's cut into it now. So you can see how deliciously soft it is. My knife is literally gliding through it, but it is holding its form. It's not crumbling, it's not sticking. So it will form nice pieces of paneer which will retain their shape even if you put them on a skewer or on a toothpick or whatever. So let's put this in a dish because I'm going to eat this like a snack. And once I've done this, you can actually add a little bit more of flavor to it by either adding a little bit of chaat masala, or you can add some lemon juice. These little leftover pieces I'm going to keep for stuffing in a chila that I will show you how to make in another video in this course. So I'm going to add a little bit of chaat masala on top. If you don't have chaat masala, lemon juice works just as well. There we go. Just a tiny bit because it's already very well flavored. And now let me find my fork. Right. Yum.